turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
Good idea.
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs show.
Welcome to Hershy and the Keegs show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome to Hershy and the Keegs show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome to Hershy and the Keegs show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome to Hershy and the Keegs show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Herschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. You know what that means, Mark?
What is it?
It's the Hershey and the Keegs Show,
It
9
is.
p.m. As every week we do. Whatever.
What do we do every
We're
week?
excited.
What-
We're excited to be here. Mike Keegan, Mark Herschman, producer Tony Walker. We have a very special guest who we're happy to have here. You might know him. He will knock your ass out and then sell you a house to wake up in the morning. Al Quinta, Ultimate Fighter, Realtor. We're happy to have him. Thanks for coming out, Al. Appreciate it.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
for
show,
having
Al.
me. This is awesome. Thank you.
I wish
This
you'd
is great.
knock Mike Keegan out. The reason why you're a little bit out of the flow, you should tell the audience, welcome back to Mike Keegan, because he selectively has been not here for about 4 of the last 5 weeks. He's been opening up for some of the biggest comics in the country.
I was telling Al because we had another
Yeah.
date booked, and I'm like, I've been on the road like the last month for doing these. I had to miss these shows, but
Yeah.
I'm back now. We're having a good time, and I'll be back for another week, and then I'm going back on the road.
I just
There we
remember,
go. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good for you.
we have regards for Al, one of his buddies, or at least a buddy of mine, who says that he knows you. And if it's not true, I told him I'm going to have a fucking problem with him. My boy Dennis Papadatos from Hofstra University.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see my Hofstra
Oh, there
shirt
we
right
go.
on.
Yeah.
So,
Great
all right,
guy.
good. So Dennis is a good buddy of mine. He was on the show last week with his buddy Keith Caruso, another Levittown guy. Dennis has been a big kind of done some favors for the show over the past few months. He helped us get Speedy Claxton on the show. He helped us get Frank Catalanato, the baseball coach from Hofstra. So when I texted today in my thread, he's like, I know Al. And I'm like, if I say you know Al, you better know.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he's a good man.
Yeah. No, definitely through Hofstra, wrestling. And
I didn't realize that a lot of those guys, you and he said Aljamain Sterling, and you guys used to work out with them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what a blessing to have those studs right down
Yeah.
the block from our gym's on Commercial Avenue. Like,
Sure.
you could run there. It's right there. So
Yeah.
it was,
I would drive.
Yeah.
That's probably what
you
I
would
would
drive. Yeah.
But it's, have those guys, great
Yeah.
training partners, like awesome.
Yeah, no, he sends his best, and good. So Dennis, I'm not going to be pissed at you, and thank you for not embarrassing me. So we got a lot to cover with you, Al. We're super stoked to have you. One little piece of information that I was super excited about from my crack research staff today.
Oh, God.
And again, this backfired. The first time we had Sarah on, I guess it was like maybe June of last year, probably, and our crack research staff told us that his favorite food was oatmeal, and I brought Max Sarah
man.
a box of oatmeal.
No.
and he laughed
no.
and he threw it at me.
You haven't eaten this shit in 25 years.
So he said, "Well, I liked oatmeal when I was fighting in 2007. Now I like pizza."
Oh my god! Yeah, I couldn't imagine him liking oatmeal. He doesn't eat vegetables.
Yeah,
He
he
refuses
said that.
to eat-
Yeah.
It's so funny. He the same every time a waitress comes to the table. There's anything on it, I throw that vegetables, I throw it on the floor. I tell everyone.
So he threw the box of oatmeal, and then he came back on with Ray Longo maybe like 3 months later, and we had pizza delivered. We had his favorite pizza from Calda. He had like some dish that we ordered for him.
Nice.
So the
He
piece
likes to
of,
eat.
he does like
He
to
eats
eat,
good.
but he's in great shape. He's a great dude. The piece of information that I did not know, and I hope this is accurate, being that I am a born and raised Valley Stream guy. Were you born in Valley Stream? Is that
born
true?
in Valley Stream.
Yes, my man.
Wheeler Avenue Elementary.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Wow, I didn't see that. So the crack research staff.
See, you got one right. He threw enough
So
shit at the
you
wall.
grew up in District 13, Valley Stream Pool, just like I did,
Valley
probably.
Stream Pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Valley Stream, the park, everything.
Fireman's
Wow.
Field.
Fireman's Field.
All right.
My aunt lives right across the street from Fireman's Field.
Holy Jesus. So
Yeah.
one of my close friends still teaches at Wheeler Avenue.
Who's
so,
that?
Her name is, well, at the time it was Vanessa DePace. It might be Kelly, the last name. But Valley Stream people would definitely know her.
Yeah.
So when did you make the move from Valley Stream to Wantagh? What year was that?
In what year? I don't even know.
Like what you were, how old?
I was
Like you were-
seventh grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you were
Yeah.
there for a
Oh,
long
you were
time
there
at Valley
longer than I
Stream.
thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, so you were rocking Itkins and Mitchells and Ancona.
Atkins, Mitchell's after the concerts, we'd go to
Dude.
Mitchell's. I still go. My family love Mitchell's, Ancona.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those are the
places
spots,
to be.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were in Wantagh when you were younger than that. All right. There you
No,
go.
yeah.
So it's funny. I live right here. Mikey lives in East Meadow. I live in Levittown, but I am back all the time in Valley Stream at Itkins, Mitchell's, Ancona to this day.
Yeah.
So if you have family there, you're still rocking out in
Yeah,
Valley Stream
yeah.
a little bit.
They sold Dickens, new owner.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
Still good. Mitchell's
It's
like
pumping it out these days.
you go there, you
Yeah.
get a plate full of food. It's like this, but you get good price too. You get 3 meals for one. It's
The
incredible.
sad part about Itkins is that I think Walter Jr. and Sr. is still alive, but Marge, the mother, passed a few years ago, and they sold to an Asian family who's
Yeah.
still keeping it going.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the same as it was, but it's still got the fresh homemade ice cream, though.
The
Right?
homemade ice cream. They try some interesting stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy's like, oh, you want to try this? It's like
No.
some like green
Yeah.
some like organic
I
something
know.
ice
You
cream.
Come
I'm
to
like,
Icken.
eh.
Come to Icken.
They have like these new like goji balls there or
the
something.
goji
Yeah,
ice cream. He's
terrible.
like, tell me about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, stick to the
Stick to the old vanilla chip.
homemade. What do they have? Like the homemade chocolate, whatever. it is,
Oh,
like
the bars, you get like the chunks during the
Yeah,
holidays.
yeah,
You know, there's
yeah.
nothing more exciting for me than talking Valley Stream.
I
So this
know,
is like
I
a
know.
gift.
Yeah, it's good,
Yeah.
man.
I
It's
hate
good.
now. I hate that he was from that Valley Stream. He's gonna be an hour of Valley Stream shit.
No,
now.
I won't. I'll keep it to at least
right.
45 minutes of Valley Stream. But what's funny is, I mean, people know you as a Wantagh guy. You went to Wantagh High School. You became a great wrestler in Nassau Community. Then you were an amateur fighter, 14-0. So the connection from Long Island to Ally Quinta is definitely Wantagh, though. There's no question about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I definitely I don't know. There's definitely I'm definitely a little bit different than the Wantagh people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people from Wantagh when we're they're like, you're a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, you're a little different.
you're a little-
so I still definitely have like
little
some
Valley Queens
I
in
got
you?
A little more
Valley-
edge.
little
Yeah.
bit of the Valley Queens. Exactly.
I love that, dude.
You know,
I love that.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we had Matt Sarah in the first time, we obviously were just barraging him with questions about fighting and UFC and all that stuff. And it's interesting. Like, you have a very similar path. Matt, his biggest fight was when he won the championship against GSP, big underdog. Similar to you, I think it was, what was the guy that you had fought that you were an underdog for, that you beat him in the second round? It was, let's see, hold on, what's the guy's name? I need my glasses. Ross Pearson.
Oh,
Ross
yeah,
Pearson.
Ross, yeah.
So, I watched the replays a couple of times today, and it did remind me of Sarah's knockout against GSP, is that you steadied the guy, he fell on the ground, I think you were yelling, like, get up. Were you yelling at him to get up? You were yelling something at him, like you didn't want the fight to be over. You wanted to be able to actually knock him out.
I was sick.
Yeah.
I was sick. That was a while ago. I was crazy.
You were definitely yelling at him, and then he
Yeah.
got up. You threw one punch in his chin, knocked him cold, and obviously that was, I think, one of the biggest fights in your repertoire.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely a different thing than Matt Sarah. That was like kind of like my first big one. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
That was a guy that I had watched
Yep.
when I was like a young coming up, and
Yeah.
now I'm like in the cage. I'm like, holy shit, I'm fighting Ross Pearson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not for a title, and like with Matt. I mean, that was a huge,
Yeah.
different, totally different stage. But yeah, same kind of.
But I think you were in Australia, weren't you?
And I was in Australia.
Yeah. And after the fight, they interviewed you, and you were just like, I've never fought in front of a crowd this big, and you love fighting in front of a crowd. And then they asked you what you were going to do after the fight, and you said you were going to suplex a kangaroo.
I was going to suplex a kangaroo, put jaws in a camel clutch.
Yeah, and you gave no fucks that day.
That was a tribute to the Iron Sheik.
Yes,
exactly.
of course.
The Sheik. Sheiky baby. I love that guy. You know what I mean?
Depends on that geek. Dude.
Yeah, he's great.
I'm humble.
The crowd was going nuts. And the camera pans to Weidman in the crowd, and then to Sarah and Longo in the cage with you.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
Can you just give us and you know, Matt, just like you, very humble, but like, can you give us an idea of what was going through your brain in front of a crowd across the world in Australia? Sarah, Longo, who you trained under, Weidman, your boy, in the crowd. Like, what's going through your brain?
It was surreal.
Surreal.
You know? Yeah, it was definitely like I never, like, Australia was just like a thing on the map.
Right, you knew
know
nothing
what I
about
mean?
Australia, culture, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go, "Do you want to fight there?" I go, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
I go, "You're Russ Pearson." I'm like, "Holy
Yeah.
shit!" He's kind of like he was English, but he married an Australian girl.
Yeah.
So he was like an adopted Australian.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm like, all right, I'm going into kind of like enemy territory, and then to win was crazy. And it's one thing to win, but to like win and come out unscathed.
Yeah.
Especially in Australia, like you're going to a foreign, like you're going to like a weird place, not like better than could be. You know,
Yeah, no, it's a weird place.
but
It's
like
a-
you know, not like
you
you
can
know,
get beaten up by a kangaroo. It's a weird place.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't want to be in the hospital ever, but you really don't want to be in a hospital like
No.
on the other side of the world.
Yeah, you're gonna
So-
die, mate. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
This is a knife.
So and then I traveled a little bit in Australia. It kind of became like one of my favorite places in the whole world. It's pretty sick.
Well, that was one of the things when I was watching the replays today, and they interviewed you. Your face was unscathed. Like, you did not have a mark where this guy was pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you definitely torched him pretty good. And to be honest with you, and I don't know how many times you've watched the replay in your life of that fight. I'm sure plenty, or maybe not at all. I don't know. Is it something that you go back and watch fights over again at this point, or?
Yeah, like that night I watched.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I watched it just like on repeat. You know, what
Yeah.
I mean? But then as you get, then you start like after a couple of days, you start focusing on like the next one.
Yeah.
I stayed in Australia for like 2 weeks. That was
Did you
pretty
really?
sick. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about that fight that was crazy to me was that he was knocked down, and then when he got up, he was still staggering around the ring a little bit, and you were yelling, "Get up, get up!" And then the ref, the big black guy with the braids, who's been around forever.
Was it Herb Dean?
Herb Dean, who's still around all the time.
Yep.
He
I don't see color, so I don't know.
You don't. Well, that's because you're colorblind. But he let you guys fight again, and then you just knocked him on his ass, and then you started throwing some haymakers, and it reminded me of when Sarah was on GSP and just fucking pounding, and then they called it, and you looked almost disappointed to me. Like you had this like, and maybe is that part of the Longo Sarah training? Like just go
Long
kamikaze.
Island. That's Long Island.
Hey, well,
That
tell
is.
us about that.
Yeah, well, I think it's like you said, Long Island. I think Long Island, Ray Longo and Matt Serra, they never really like recruited guys. They always took homegrown Long Island guys, and those were the guys that they like cared about and really put everything in it. Yeah, it's. I think that the whole team kind of embodied that same attitude through through the ranks of the UFC, getting up to the top, and I think it was it was a really cool time that was. Can you imagine like Weidman just flies across to Australia?
I can't.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I can't.
At
I
the
was
time,
watching
he was
it.
the champ, right?
No, I can't. And I was watching it today, and I'm like, we're gonna have this guy in our studio today, and I probably have about 9 hours of questions, and Mikey has at least 5 or 6 minutes worth of questions to ask. And for me, you used the word that Sarah used, which is surreal, and that's kind of what I want to get at. Is like, you're a kid, Valley Stream, Wantagh. You're a wrestler at Nassau. How did Obviously, in wrestling, you don't punch anyone in the face. How did the transition from wrestler to amateur fighter? How did that even happen?
I thought I was a really good fighter.
Yeah,
and I was a wrestler. And then I went to the gym and I realized I wasn't a really good fighter. I was like, oh shit, you know, like I don't know. I think like maybe everybody does, or maybe it was just me when I was little. I thought I was so tough.
Yeah.
And then you get in there with somebody that knows what they're doing. I could take them down. I'm a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And then my arm's getting twisted up, my neck's getting yanked.
Yeah.
He was kicking me, and it was hurting me, and I was like, he's kicking me, it's hurting me. I'm gonna kick him back.
But yeah,
Fuck
you had the
this.
competitive mindset.
I kick
like,
him,
wanna
and
be
I
good
hurt
at
my,
it.
hurt my, like, he's kicking me, it hurts me.
Yeah.
I kick him, I hit my foot on his elbow, it hurts me. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I was like, I gotta figure this shit out.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, really, like, you know, got into it. I got humbled the first day at the gym, and I was like, oh shit.
But how did the introduction even happen? Like, I'm just curious. Like, did you just wind up at Longo's gym or Sarah? Like, how did you even wind up getting from Nassau to the point where you're in combat fighting at MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Like, how did that happen?
There was a gym around the block from me in Belmore. Was Titans Fitness. It was just a boxing gym, and
That's not far from where you live, actually, over there at Belmore. Yeah.
And now it's like I Love Kickboxing or something.
Yeah.
But at the time they had a couple like good pros, and I was wrestling, and then I went there. I always like was fascinated with fighting. I wanted a punching bag when I was younger, and like my mom was like, no, my dad never got me the punching bag, but and maybe it's better off. I don't know. You know what I mean? I probably would have hit it twice and like been on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But I was always fascinated with fighting. My friends in high school were into the UFC, and I went to UFC 53.
Oh wow.
Like now they're like 325.
I know,
Yeah,
exactly.
326
It's
this
great,
week.
Yeah.
So it
What
was.
shit, you fought in
I
317?
fought in 317.
Yeah, I remember that.
Outside of the arena.
Right. Well, no, we don't have to talk about that. That's a little footnote.
Yeah.
Over a hot dog.
Exactly.
All right. Well, look, we're not going to get into
Thanks,
minutia
Tony.
of details. Thank you, though. Thank you. Turn his mic off. So you go over there now. Mom and dad, siblings, or whoever you got in your life, they're like, "Wait, what's he gonna do? He's gonna get punched in the face?" Like, how did that? Like, what was the response of that at that point?
Yeah, they weren't too thrilled.
Yeah.
Both of my parents are educators.
Yeah.
You know, they're like job benefits.
Right.
That whole thing.
401k, no cauliflower ears. Yeah.
Well, the cauliflower ear was in high school.
Yeah.
So I had that kind of like.
You had that already.
I
You were
like,
tough already.
Yeah, my poor mother. I like just when she got used to wrestling.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you thought that was good, huh?
Right.
Well, now we're gonna punch each other.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have my nose broken every single week for the next 30 years.
Yeah, and so they were definitely like, dude, what the heck, you know? It was definitely a rough time where they were like wanted me to do the other thing. I was skipping school to go to the gym. I'm traveling like with weird people to weird places to fight people. You know what I mean? It's like I was 18 years old. I think I flew to Mexico.
Oh God.
To fight. I was like 18 years old. I'm flying to Mexico to like fight. You know,
Yeah.
for like $500. You know what I mean?
Mike Keegan went to Mexico when he was 18 for an entirely different
Way
reason.
different
though.
reasons, yeah.
Much different.
I went to get alcohol poisoning in Cancun.
That's right. So at some point, obviously, your support team, your family must have been like, all right, well, he's good at this and he's going to make a run at it and he's going to make a living at it.
Yeah.
And we're okay with it, I assume, happened at some point.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know, I was with a different gym. I was kind of bouncing around, and then I found Ray and Matt. I was still an amateur. I had a bunch of amateur fights.
Yeah.
I really didn't have much direction. I was taking fights everywhere.
And you never lost as an amateur. You were 14-0 as an amateur.
Yeah, I was 14-0 as an amateur. I had some wars, you know, as an amateur. But there was no like, you know, the people that I was coached by and surrounding myself, they weren't really like, you know, making money fighting and stuff.
Sure.
So I signed on with Ray Longo and Matt Serra. I was like, you know, I would spar with some of their guys, you know, and then I saw what they had in the gym. I saw what they had going on. I was like, if I want to make it, this is where I got to be.
Yeah.
So was it a thing where they knew about you and they said, hey, come sign on, or was there a mutual meetup? Like, how did the whole connection even happen?
So I was going there to train and like spar and stuff, and they definitely, Ray, after the first time I went there, he was like, dude, like whenever you're like, you know, come down, train, not like come to our gym and train. He was like, you know, it's like a little territorial, so he didn't want to like try to like
Yeah.
steal me from where I was.
Right.
But he was like, come down and spar with, like, our guys will
spar with you.
Yeah, would love to spar with you whenever you want. Like, come down, do it, whatever. And I was pretty loyal to the gym that I was at, and there was a whole bunch of bullshit that happened there. You know, I kind of got screwed out of some money, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Perfect opportunity to leave.
It all worked out great. It was like, all right, you know, you showed your true colors. I'm going with these guys, and it worked out great. It was
nobody's got an eye for talent like Ray does. Also,
that's right.
100%. Like he's those guys are just that's where I wanted to be. That's where I had to be. And then I brought my parents to the gym. Like, they saw, like, oh, he's training with these guys now. These guys are successful. They know what they're doing. Like, oh shit, he's not just like some, like, you know, college dropout. You know.
Like Ray was like, he was an accountant. Like, I mean, it's not like he's some bum. Like, this is a well-educated guy. All right, we're gonna hit our first.
Keep going. I've been showing the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You just keep going.
Keep going. Okay. As far as I was going to do a set of sponsorship and then have Al do a real chokehold on Mike, but we won't do that. We won't do that right now. The thing that so we had Sarah on, and then he had actually asked Mike if he can come back on with Longo, and they were right here for a full hour, and both of us were just like, we
dynamic with those two maniacs.
Yeah, but you know what? The two maniacs, but yet the kinship there, and I think Ray is 67 now, and maybe Maddie's like 50 or something. Yeah. But like the connection between the two of them was just fascinating to us, and
it's like us.
Yes, that minus the money and shape and intelligence. But the fact that they spoke with such reverence about each other. Do you think that?
And you also, I mean, that's where your name came up.
Yeah,
and from Matt, and I'm like, yeah, he's awesome. I've been a fan, and that's why we reached out. Also,
that's awesome.
Do you find that relationships within your fighting life can almost be a little bit stronger because of the fact that you're literally going to battle? Like, is that like, that has to be part of it, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, the highs and the lows of the sport are crazy. The highs and the lows of like training, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, pretty much everyone in the gym has beat me up, or I beat them up. Some guys get the better most times. Some guys have a bad day. Some, like you really find out about a person, and the people that kind of rise to the top, you have tremendous respect for, and I think that's something that it's hard to get anywhere else. Something like that, you know what I mean? Everyone says, "Oh, we're family," but it's like we've been across the world, everywhere, which way. We ate meals before we fought together. Like after we won, after we lost. So definitely builds a really strong bond. And Ray and Matt have been through, like
little
everything.
Wars.
Yeah.
As far as you're, I think 38 now, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, so the truth is you're still, I mean, Gaethje just fought a battle the other night at 38 and he won. Do you still think, I mean, you're not that far removed from being in the cage? Are you, I mean, you haven't, I think, is it 3 years you haven't fought? How many years since you fought?
Like 4, I think, 3 or 4.
I mean, so flies. Is it a thought, or you've moved on?
They'd have to pay me a lot of money, and it'd have to be someone that wasn't too good. Like, and they don't.
I'm gonna fight Mike Keegan at Brothers Comedy Club.
I'll give you $75 to kick the shit out of him by the dairy barn next door.
It's gotta have two things: a lot of money, very easy opponent. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
because my fascination is just the transition to being a stud realtor on Long Island here. Yeah, like, that's amazing.
I mean, you definitely look happy, and we certainly see you. When Mikey brought up having you on, I was like, I don't know enough about him, but then once we did a little bit more research, I see that you're doing the real estate thing, but you also have this like new social media persona where you're going out and like interviewing people at these rallies.
The man on the street stuff you're doing is like what really got me. I'm like, this is awesome.
That's
We're
what
on
he
the
was
same
sending
page
me.
Also, like
he was sending me clips. He's like, you got to watch this guy. You're gonna love him, and like you're interviewing these fucking idiots, who were sitting there masked up at outside in like the wintertime.
Yeah.
Like how did that even happen? Just like organically? Like how did that even come about?
I'm like big on, I don't know, I'm interested in Long Island. Like, my father coached high school football forever, Hewlett, Manhasset, Lynbrook, Now he's at Belmar JFK.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like and he was always like my tour guide for Long Island. Like he knows he's good with like history and Long
Sure.
Island stuff. Like we'd be driving, he'd be telling me facts about this and that.
That's the
and this and
Amityville
that.
Horror House.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just get like into things, and then they're having, what was the first thing? I think they were having it was at Massapequa High School.
Oh, with the Chiefs and the name, was it that thing?
So I did like videos on that.
Yeah,
and I've been
yeah.
like researching that and stuff. But no, I think the first was the school board hearing.
Oh, right.
With like
That's right.
the trans
Yes,
in
yes.
the bathrooms.
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna go to this, and if I'm gonna go, I might as well like
Camera
I
up.
know this is gonna be just like you're gonna have just crazy on both sides coming together.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what it was. You know what I mean? And I think it makes for like, I think it's like a little funny because people, like I talk to like some of those idiots, and if they only knew that I would smack the shit out of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Right.
It's almost kind of like scary because I got to make sure that I don't. But
Well, that's an interesting point because the truth is, when you walk up, you're not really an imposing guy in a suit. Like it's not like you're 6'3", 280.
Yeah.
You're 5'11", right, 6 foot, whatever it is. So like you're
On a good
dressed
day.
up. Yeah, but so I almost feel like sometimes they have a little bit of a sharp tongue, and they're like they don't know that they can have their neck fucking broken
Right.
in 10 seconds.
I'm realtor Ally Quinta. Do you want to tell?
I just suplexed your face off.
yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know. The world's just so crazy. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't really like have like much of like a side when I'm doing this kind of stuff. I'm just kind of like I'm just exposed. Like I ask a question and let them like.
That's what you like.
Yeah.
Give them the rope to hang themselves.
Exactly.
That's what you gotta
Well,
do.
the comments.
So with that Mass View, is that your foray into the social media? Because that's when I started following you, and then
I like with fighting. I was on the Ultimate Fighter, so I kind of like enjoy like the camera a little. Like I kind of like. Got into
you're a
it,
natural on the
obviously,
camera.
yeah.
There's no question.
All right,
You're a
thank you.
total natural,
Yeah.
just like Sarah is. Total natural.
Yeah. No, I like when I was on the Ultimate Fighter, I always liked seeing how they'd film,
Yeah.
and then you think you have an idea of like what it's gonna look like on the finished product, and then it looks totally different. Like how
Right.
they cut
Edit
things
you
and
and shit,
edit
yeah.
things. So I don't know. I'm like kind
Yeah.
of like into that, like editing. And
Yeah.
Filming, film edit, and it all kind of like ties together. Long Island, it's
Yeah.
kind of like promotion for like the real estate thing. You know what I mean?
It's a win-win. There was one video that Mikey sent me last week or 2 weeks ago where a lady had come up to you and then she started being a bitch, and you're like, you came up to me. like you didn't chase her down. She found you, and then
Yeah.
she started being nasty to you.
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't say anything to you. You saw a microphone, you came up to me.
Yeah, she came up to me, and it dawns on them real fast when like I asked them like an intelligent question, and they
Right.
realize like, oh shit, I'm totally unprepared for
and they
this.
go,
Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, they just like walk away. There was this one kid that, like, I don't even know. He had like a trans flag. He had a like one of the like.
oh, so you have met Mark before?
Yeah, thank you. It was so cold that
he
day.
had the I don't know what they call them, like the Muslim thing.
Oh, so he
He's
had
got the Muslim
multiple
thing,
things. Okay.
the trans flag.
Yeah.
And he's like I'm like, hey man, I just wanted to ask you how you think everything went in there.
Yeah.
And he was like, free Palestine, and just
Yeah, it's
freaking
like- yeah,
ran
exactly.
away. And I'm like, bro,
That's-
you look like a absolute dope. Like whatever wherever you came from, just it's just horrible. You know what I mean? Like
Total,
You have nothing
total
to say,
dummy.
nothing behind it. My funniest thing is just like a lot of my friends and me, we're all UFC guys. My friends, they go, oh, Al's coming on. And so my mother has been a realtor on Long Island for 30 years. She's like, Ally Quinta's coming on? Holy shit. My mother was more excited than like all my friends are the UFC guys.
That's
My mother's
awesome.
a realtor in Wantagh also.
Oh,
And,
yeah?
she works at the place next to Mulcahy's at All Island.
All in Out States Realty.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And, So my mother's been in there. She's like, Ally Quinta's
Matt
coming
Shane.
on? Yeah, Matt Shane. Yeah, Matt and Rich
Yeah,
Shane.
I know
yeah.
Matt very well.
That's where my mom works. And,
Nice.
but yeah, so my mom was super excited. She's like, holy shit, you got Ally Quinta?
That's awesome.
I
I'm like,
would've-
yeah, UFC. She's like, what?
I can imagine there's got to be some people who are like calling up and they're looking to sell a house, and all of a sudden they're talking to Ally Quinta. Like, there's got to be some sort of shock value sometimes. You ever find that? We're like, wait, you're Ally Quinta? Like, does that happen? Yeah.
so it'll be some like I get like leads
Yeah.
like online and stuff. And,
Yeah.
like they'll be with me. I'll show them like 3 houses, and
Yeah.
then like on the third house, like I'll walk in and it'll be like some like high school kid or like like college kid, and
Yeah.
he'll be like,
Yeah.
Al.
Raging?
Raging Al?
Raging Al
That was great when you cursed the crowd out that time.
Al IQ, it's you?
Why are you calling a realtor Raging Al?
Yeah. Nice little girl. I just showed 3 houses. She's like a mother, like an Asian mother. She's like,
What's up to you?
she's just like looking at me. She's like confused. Like, wait, who? What do you do?
Exactly.
I go, yeah, I used to fight people,
It's such an amazing thing. Like, obviously, people need to realize that when, unless you retire as a multi-billionaire, you got to work when you're done. Like, you got to find something to do. So for Sarah, it's training and it's gym. And for you decided at some point that real estate was a good transition. How did that even come about in your mind, like to sell houses?
I got injured early in the career, and I had a coach when I was on The Ultimate Fighter. Uriah Faber was my coach.
Yeah.
And he always preached real estate. He was like, Al, you're going to make some money in the fight game. Invest it wisely. He bought a bunch of houses like in '08 before everything crashed. He probably wouldn't have been able to pay the mortgage on. He bought like 3-4 houses.
Sure.
But he rented them all out to the fighters from the gym. So I was like, oh, that's the blueprint. I'm going to buy my first house, rent out the rooms, save my money, and kind of do it again and again and again. And, and then I got injured. I got my real estate license and went back. I had a pretty serious, I guess you'd call it serious knee injury where they were like, I don't know if you're going to fight again kind of thing, like one of those like scary. So I had this surgery that was pretty crazy. Ended up fighting again, thank God. But like kind of like set my, it kind of like set me up for post-career. I was kind of like, oh, shit.
You're already thinking about it. Like, this is not going to last forever. This knee's not going to last forever. What am I doing next at 35 years old?
Yeah. And every fight after that was like kind of like gravy. I was kind of like, shit, I kind of like,
Get something to fall back on.
Yeah. And then, I started just doing both at the same time. I was selling real estate and fighting. I'd kind of like refer stuff to other, I'd have people from the office help me out when I was traveling,
Right.
and like when I had a fight coming up and stuff like that.
You've turned down fights for real estate deals and shit, right? And like,
not really. I've turned down fights. Like, the UFC is notorious for not really paying guys too well.
Yeah.
And the biggest like negotiation, you hold all the chips when you're willing to walk away.
Right. Yeah.
So I threatened them a few times about, I said, if you don't pay me this, I'm not fighting.
Right.
And they were like, okay. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the next time I did it again,
Yeah.
and they ended up paying me. So
Yeah,
it was
I mean,
crazy.
I think your highest pay per view. I think you had like 350,000 pay per views on one of your fights. Like, that's a shitload of money they were making off of you.
Yeah,
a shitload of money.
Yeah. No,
so when you're holding the cards like that, you can negotiate and already set you up for how to negotiate when it comes to a $500,000 house in Levittown.
I'm definitely not scared to negotiate with.
Some old housewife from fucking.
Like, do you know who I've negotiated with?
Yeah. I cut my teeth negotiating with the freaking UFC. They have a monopoly lawsuit against them, and I was able to get a little freaking win against that. You know what I mean? So
how many guys that you came up with? Because you see this a lot of times with even in sports like basketball, baseball, where guys just become down and out of their luck if they didn't really save money or make money and put it away. Like, there's got to be plenty of guys in your age range that you came up with that did not do the smart thing financially. Like, how often do you see that?
Yeah, no, you definitely see it. It's I mean, it's it's sad when that happens. You know what I mean? Because especially like guys that like paved the way for us. You know what I mean? And then and it could have very easily been. I was just so blessed to have like certain people like just direct me in one way, where if they were different people, like I could have very easily spent all that money and like I don't know. It could have been. It's just like
you see that in everything,
crazy.
even in comedy. Like Uncle Floyd just passed away,
Yeah.
and like he was the biggest name in entertainment and comedy for a while. When he passed away, Bon Jovi made a statement about him. Howard Stern, he was on the balls of his ass until the day he died. You know, like he was the biggest
how
name.
old was
but
he, Mikey? I
he
know
was
you
like
worked with him years
he was
and
like 74 6 years, 76, 77, yeah.
So it's a perfect example.
And he just never did the right thing with his money.
Yeah.
But everybody respects him. Bon Jovi said he was the first time everyone on TV was on the Uncle Floyd show.
Wow.
These are the guys that don't do
literally
the,
the first time Bon Jovi was ever on TV anywhere was his little PBS show, whatever it was, that Uncle Floyd. And Howard Stern did a whole segment about Uncle Floyd, yet he died. They were raising money for his funeral. And this guy was out
and
there
his brother
killing.
is Jimmy Vivino and
Right.
Jimmy Fallon's orchestra.
Yeah.
Conan's orchestra,
Yeah.
Same thing.
The brother.
Same fucking liberal piece of shit.
Yeah, nice, good. We cut it right down the middle on the show.
I like it.
Right down the middle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so it's got to be, like, it seems to me like you're just a benevolent kind of guy who, if there is a situation, just like I'm sure if you were down and out, you needed some guidance, it would be a Longo or a Sarah. Do you ever reach out or guys reach out to you and say, hey, give me some advice, guidance, spiritual, anything like that? How often does that happen for you?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be a good example.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, don't do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely make that clear. Like I probably, could have been a little bit more straight and done the right thing. I guess. Like I like to party a little bit. You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
There's a lot of great bars in Wantor.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Please.
So I was going to say, like, that's where
Just look on the
I grew
bathroom
up in
walls.
East
You'll
Meadow.
see plenty of Keegan's name on
I grew
there.
up in East Meadow, but I was
Yeah.
always at Boss Croker's and Mulcahy's.
yeah.
Mulcahy's.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
You know
of
what I
course.
mean?
Tom for a good steak.
Tom's good.
I love
Tom's
Tom.
great.
Tom's
Tom
good.
Tom was the first time, by the way, that I was ever recognized from a comedy show. I was out for dinner with my wife and another couple, and the waitress comes up and she's taking our orders, and she looks at me. She's like, did I just see you at the Brokerage Comedy Club? And let me tell you, I would have taken that compliment over $1 million at that point.
That's incredible.
It was great. And, the couple that I was with were like, this is cool. My wife wanted to crawl under the fucking table because she hates anything about that. But, yeah, man, how often does it happen when you're out, just out in the wild at a restaurant? Like, does it still feel amazing when people know who you are?
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's not like no, because if you know who I am, I like you already.
Yeah.
Like, you're a UFC fan from you're an OG fan. You're not like one of the new guys that came in during COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're
Right.
like a Long Islander.
Yeah.
And you're a UFC guy.
Yeah.
Like I like you already. You
I
know
love
what
that.
I mean? That's all you gotta do.
I love
say
that.
and I'm like, you're my guy. You know? Yeah.
And the coolest stuff, like taping the money into the back of the bus stop engines. I mean, that's awesome. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I remember the first one I saw, you did it like right outside of Mulcahy's, and I texted my mom like, I think somebody just put money outside your office. Go
Oh, you did tell her that. That's hilarious. I'm getting back to UFC a little bit just because I've really, over the past couple of years, especially since Sarah's been here, me and my boys, every couple of weeks we go to one of my buddies' houses and we watch the whole card. So Gaethje and Patty the Batty last week, going into that fight, it felt like people were thinking that Patty was going to win the fight. That's kind of the idea that I got. And Gaethje is a warrior who's been around forever, yet from the beginning of the fight, you felt like Gaethje was not going to go down no matter what. Like he was going to take whatever beating he had to, and really he dished it out to the point where his face was good and Patty's face was all fucked up.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch a fight, or were you ever in a fight and you think it's just a matter of will versus anything else? Like it just seemed like Gaethje wanted it even more than Patty did. Do you feel like that happens sometimes with fights?
Yeah. I mean, that fight, I think, it was definitely, Patty, tough. He's
man.
very tough.
That was a war.
He got so, I mean, it definitely a matter of will, but also I think that was like experience. Gaethje's been there a million times. He's been in there
he's
with
your
the
age.
best guys.
He's 38 years old.
Yeah. Like the experience.
Yeah.
If it was anything, it was going to be Patty's
coming out party kind of thing.
Exactly like that, and then also like he'd had youth on his side, and he'd probably win it in like rounds 4 and 5.
Right.
Where you saw that not really the case. Like Gaethje kind of like pulled away, and that was the experience. And I think he's just technically a lot better fighter. Patty's defense is never been great,
right?
And that'll get you so far,
right?
But then when you're fighting that guy like Gaethje, who's been in the top 5 for the last 5-10 years, you got like he's the and I don't know. I don't think he was too smart. Patty, he might have shot for like 1 or 2 takedowns late in the fight. Like, I feel like in the first round, he should have been all over him.
Instead of going toe-to-toe and fighting. Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
You're a grappler.
Yeah.
And Gaethje's not really a grappler. He's a good wrestler, but he doesn't
You're a
use his
grappler,
wrestler.
and he has the experience. That's why you got to make the moves. And
And what about the conditioning? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Gaethje looked like he could have gone 10 rounds. Like, he just would not. He would not relinquish.
Yeah. And that's, the pacing for 5 rounds. He's been there before. He knows what it feels like to be, round 3. All right, I feel this way. I got it this much. And like, you really judge that. I think that was Patty's first 5-round fight.
Yeah.
Definitely in the UFC, probably. Maybe, but the other fights
it's a
he's
difference.
Finished early. But yeah.
It's a difference.
But I don't think the strategy, Patty, I don't know.
Yeah.
That wasn't great. He just kind of like slugged with a slugger.
Yeah. And you can't do that.
His chin was like up. He got hit a lot.
Right.
Like a takedown for him early in the fight. That's when you get a guy in a submission. It's like early when you're not sweaty and everything.
So I asked Sarah this the other day, and he said, his answer to me was like, well, that's fighting. And the question to him was, how much do you think the accidental eye gouges? Because Patty got it twice in his eyes. And we saw a big fight 3-4 months ago that had to end because one guy, guy couldn't even see.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, how much do you think that affected the fight, or is it just, well, that's just the way it is, and sometimes there's nothing to do to avoid it? They didn't look intentional to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure you agree they weren't intentional.
No, definitely not.
But how bad does it hurt when you get a fucking thumb in your eyeball?
Yeah, it's not good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely not good. And then if you're battling like double vision or something, you know what I mean? Like that can mess you up. It all depends on like how you look at it. Like Matt says, if you're on the street and someone pokes you in the eye in the middle of a street fight, you're gonna be like, you better keep fighting because you're gonna get killed. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this is supposed to kind of like simulate that, but it is illegal.
Yeah.
But it's also like it's not intentional.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're fixing it.
No.
Yeah,
I don't buy any of the fixing business. Anytime anyone says anything to me about that, I don't
I
believe
mean,
it,
I don't think they're gonna fix people getting poked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to chop your thumb off. Like, what are they gonna?
Yeah. They've talked about like making gloves that like kind of curve so your hands stay this way.
Oh, is that
but
right?
For you to be able to grab and do your things,
yeah.
you got to be able to also like accidentally poke somebody.
it takes away an element of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that they asked Patty after the fight, and he didn't blame shit. Like, he knew that he was in a war, and he fell short. And I think he wants a rematch, and chances are, because of what a good fight it was, that there will be a rematch.
He'd have to win a few,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
And Gaethje's kind of, I don't know how many he's got left in him.
Yeah.
It could be, if Gaethje wins, and he's got a tough one. If they put him up against Ilya Topuria for the belt, that's a tough fight. Ilya's good.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, like, what path does Merab have to go on since he lost the title, right, in his last fight?
Yeah.
So how many fights you think he has to get through in order to get a title match again?
He should get an immediate title rematch.
A rematch, okay.
Yeah, when a guy's been a dominant champion for that long.
Yeah.
And also beat the guy that beat him.
Right.
They should do a trilogy fight, but you never know with the UFC. They'll, if they think Sean O'Malley is going to sell more tickets, they might throw him in there. But I honestly, I don't know if he does. I think people, I don't know I think O'Malley might, like, if you really look at the numbers, I don't know. At this point, I think Merab might be just as good of a seller, if not better.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, me and my boys were obviously, because we have the connection of knowing Matt and Ray, so we were rooting for Merab hardcore, and then obviously the loss was a disappointment. But you know, listen, that's like when you step into the ring, anything could happen, right? You catch a punch or whatever, and Well,
Merab fought 4 times.
Yeah.
In freaking 12 months.
Yeah, he just fought like a couple of weeks before, like 12 weeks or whatever. And that was one of my questions is like, was that just because he was ready and fit and in retrospect might it have been overkill where he might have, overdone it a little bit?
In retrospect, probably.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
And so the thing, Merab beats Peter Yan, right? And then I think Peter Yan maybe wins one
Yep.
or two,
Yep.
something. But he's still training for Merab. Like he
Right.
knows, like I'm fighting Merab eventually. I get like his goal is to
Yeah.
beat Merab now.
Yeah.
Merab fights Peter Yan, and then he's fighting 1, 2, 3. Right. He's focused on these guys.
Yeah.
Peter Yan's still like looking up at it. He's like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And Merab's fighting this guy, this guy, this guy, and then right after he fights this guy, Peter Yan's still been training for him.
Yeah.
You know, he has a quick turnaround, a couple weeks, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Peter Yan's in there like he's like a training camp. Like he knew that was kind of coming.
Dedicated, like Rocky's training for Apollo the whole way through.
Yeah.
And that's what they were saying during the fight is that Jan seemed like I remember Matt and Ray were talking about when he beat GSP for the championship. They knew almost with every punch, every takedown, every kick, everything was going to happen, and it felt like Jan knew what Merab was going to do because of that reason. That Jan was preparing for that guy when Merab was training for 3 other guys all the way.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It's
So-
a big you know, it's
Definitely a disadvantage. There's no question about it.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
have to, you know, come on a short turnaround, try to prepare for this guy who's a savage, you know, and now
Killer.
he's prepared. He's like, you know, he peaked at the right time, whereas Merab, like, I don't even know, he just was just going like crazy,
Peaked all the time.
the whole year.
What I would do to see Peter Yan in a ring with you for 1 minute, just 1 minute.
Do it. Let's make it happen.
What do you think we can like? They can fit a ring at Governors.
Yeah, of course.
We've filled this room many times in our
Yeah,
lives.
yeah.
We can go ahead and do that. Al, from a selfish standpoint, I got to speak on behalf of my good buddies Jay and Bryant and Ben. We watch the fights all the time, and we all kind of became smitten a couple of months ago during a Mackenzie Dern's fight. And so we have a thread dedicated to her. Nothing filthy, just polite. But
I have a different thread.
Yeah, you do. We want to talk about that. Is she going to get a
I wonder
chance?
how many threads Mackenzie Dern has.
I know,
We
right?
just-
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
There's
listen.
got to be a like.
Yeah, a couple of million.
And what's the nicest one, and what's the dirtiest one?
Well, so I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about her, and then that fight, she obviously won last time out, and so she's in line for another big fight with is it that Asian fighter. What's her name? The I can't remember her name, but is she? Do you find her? She's legit. She's a legit fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
I mean,
Yeah.
her jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
was like, you know, world class. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's not just a pretty face. She's
No.
backing it
But-
up, and
Yeah. Well, she backs it up. I'll tell you.
She backs it up.
I will tell you though, and I can include you on the thread, but sometimes you go a little bit off.
You don't want me
off.
on that thread. Just
Is
leave me-
that
leave me off the
she?
thread.
Listen, she's very smart. Just like Ronda Rousey did it, where she started posting pictures in bikinis. Like Mackenzie Dern is out there, like she's posting pictures where she's in the Swiss Alps in a bikini, and like
Then she'll beat the shit out of you. Yeah.
She will beat the shit out of you. I'd love to see that,
I would
along
love to
with
see the shit
Jan.
out of that, too.
But she's a mom of like a 5-year-old girl.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a total knockout, and she could also kill. Like that to me, like me and my boys, we love watching the female fights because sometimes those are the most vicious bloodbaths at anything.
oh,
Yeah.
I mean, like you see a girl fight in the streets. You
Yeah.
know, they're freaking.
Oh, yeah, God.
scratching,
Listen.
ripping hair out. You know,
Mike
what
and
I
I
mean?
have about 60 texts a day of different street fights we find. Yeah.
I was in Costa Rica and there were 2 hookers fighting.
Yeah.
And they were beating the shit out of each other, and there were cops across the street just watching with their arms
yeah,
crossed.
yeah.
that's
One of them
incredible.
slammed the other one's head into the cop car door.
Yeah.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever
Take
seen.
Quieto, Mikey. They kept on
exactly.
yelling.
They were fighting
that-
over me. Is what
yeah,
it was.
exactly.
Yeah.
$5 or $10.
Yeah. Even the cops were just like, "Yeah, I'm watching this shit. This is awesome."
I remember that was like Mike came back from Costa Rica this summer. And I wanted to know like about the fruit and the resort that he was in. It's like these 2 whores were fighting in the streets.
So I mean, that's the best.
They were
that's
whore
the
fights.
Best
Yeah.
part of the trip
Exactly.
for
You
sure.
love that. You just wanted to see that all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
You know.
Speaking of short turnarounds, like, you had a fight on like 24 hours notice, right? It's like that's
Is
that kinda accurate?
So I was fighting that night anyway.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
fighting Paul Felder,
Yeah.
3-round fight, and then I got bumped up to the main event 5-round fight. You
so how
know.
does that mess your head up or anything, or does that just make you?
I rolled with that pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
rolled
definitely
with it
did,
pretty
yeah,
good. I
yeah.
just was like, I'm going in there with what I got.
Yeah.
I can't go back and train now for anything different. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. It was kind of like almost better. It was like I got nothing to lose. I'm just gonna.
That's true, yeah.
I'm just gonna go. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So if I gave you 5 minutes to fight Mike in the parking lot, what do you think, Tone?
I love it. I got $5.
No, because we hang out after the show a few minutes, we bullshit. Like, what if it's just like a couple of rear chokeholds and shit like that?
It'll be a badge of honor for me to get my ass kicked.
Yeah. So, Al, I mean, listen, you have in your 38 years accomplished so much, and certainly you probably have another 50, 60 years. So obviously real estate, man on the street. What are you still dreaming about? What are you still thinking about? What do you have on the table for the future, or are you just right now riding with what you got going on for now?
Oh, what do I like. I want to be the best at whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I want to sell some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last year I had a really good year. Yeah. Sold some houses that were sick.
Yeah.
You know, Garden City.
Shit.
Yeah. Head of the Harbor, Smithtown.
Yes, sir.
We're looking at Sands Point.
Oh boy.
We're looking at Great Neck.
Oh, we're glad we got him now before that happened. He won't come in.
Right, exactly.
We're looking at Brookville.
That's
Whoa,
it.
not Brooklyn. He's going for the
know,
Ville now.
Brookville.
Mutton Town.
You know what I mean? Mutton
Town Al, they call him.
Mutton Town Al. That's it. I'm
Holy shit. He will never come into fucking Levittown Governors, hang out with us anymore.
It's a pretty cool thing for me to try to figure this out, though. For a guy that grew up in Valley Stream, moved to Wantor.
Yeah.
How am I going to sell like $10 million houses? I got to figure this out.
Yeah, well, you're on your way, but why? But why not? Like
exactly.
Why not? I mean, the fact is, you're fighting in front of hundreds of thousands of people watching you. All the shit you've done. Like, I think a $10 million house is like soft compared to what you've done already.
Yeah,
and it's a rush. Like I'm a realtor. My realtor's like, and there's no bigger rush than that deal.
Yeah.
You know, and I perform in front of 3,000 people, and I'm just like, this is also realty is this kind of the same exact thing.
You told me that you had a big rush the other day when you put a quarter into a gumball machine and two gumballs came out.
Hey, anything that was the best at that at the moment.
You were like, that was my biggest rush. I'm like, that's your biggest rush?
Yeah,
you performed in front of a theater in New Jersey recently in front of 2,500 people, and you wanted the two red gumballs?
Exactly.
Fucking nut job.
Dude, I give it to you guys, man. I give it to you. Doing that.
It's
it's
another
pretty
thing
nuts.
where it's just you.
Yeah.
You know, just like fighting, just you.
So here's my thing with that. Fighting, you tune everybody out.
Yeah.
And with what you guys are doing, you're got to tune everybody in. So you got to really you know what I mean? It's pretty sick what you guys do.
It is still just you up there, but like you said, you're working for the 3,000 people and not just you and one other guy.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I think this is the same show we were on a few weeks ago, but we were in front of a crowd right here in the A room at Governor's, which is the best comedy club on Long Island and one of the best in the country. And there was a pocket of PTA moms that would not shut the fuck up the whole time, and not like heckling or anything like that, but
just talking shit.
You know, it just they wouldn't keep their shit down to lower that, like it was not a whisper.
Yeah.
And the comics just either had to accept it or go at them, and going at them was a losing battle for the people that were on stage. Yeah. So the truth is, sometimes you do have to tune out because either you address that bullshit that's going on,
or I drop a C-bomb and they don't let me in the club anymore. You know, just like
you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's interesting. The dynamic of stand-up comedy is a totally, like I was gonna say, just with your persona and your stories and your personality, like that could be like a bucket list thing for you to get on stage and do it.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
You know, I mean, there's no reason why you definitely. There are certainly far less talented people than you. We see these reality people, let's call them reality stars, doing stand up, and they really can't. It's hard. Like it's a really hard thing to do. Yeah. So I think a guy like this could go ahead in 5 minutes on one of our shows.
You have the personality for it. Have you ever think about getting on stage doing some comedy? Like I see you on the street. I'm like, you got it, man.
I would. It would consume me. I'd become right. I would become a stand-up comic.
Next thing you know, he'd be doing 17 mics a week. He'd be traveling around doing a bar in Deer Park at 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday.
My fiance would be like, when are you coming home? I'd be like,
no. You're better off getting punched in the Listen, you're better off getting punched in the face again than doing it because it's hard.
So I see you got my guy right up there. Talk about Wanto's own
Peter
Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Peter Anthony messaged me today. He goes, "You got my boy on tonight," and his nephew John Anthony
Tommaso. Yeah,
texted me.
Wait, so how do you know? How do you even know Peter?
From Wanto.
He's a Wanto guy.
He's a Wanto
guy. Peter's an animal on
He's a
stage
Wanto
too.
legend.
Me and him were
guy.
judging a spaghetti sauce Lost contest last.
just
on
the
Sunday
Pirellis,
night.
yeah.
Yeah, Peter's the
brothers,
man.
yes, I saw him at the brokerage
Oh, nice. Yeah.
like a little
Yeah.
while back, and I was
Yep.
like, I didn't even really know. I known him forever. He's a comedian, just like
Yeah.
But he also you don't want
War hero,
Yeah,
cop.
war
Yeah,
hero.
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You put a microphone in that guy's hand. He's an animal. Like, I had to
100%.
follow him the other night. I'm like, I don't want to do this. The guy's
Yeah.
yeah,
He's a
no,
killer.
I always knew him, and
Yeah.
then when I heard he was doing stand up, I just
Yeah.
saw a picture of somebody was at the show,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he was at the brokerage, and I was like, I went with my girl, and he was
Listen,
great.
he's,
really
he's,
good.
he's a
good
terrific
dude. He's a
guy.
good dude, too.
He's Tony has his own podcast every day called Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Peter is on semi-regularly at this point, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
he comes
Like,
in pretty much once a week.
Yeah,
Peter,
he's-
Peter will be
he'll
on this
be-
Friday promoting Mike Keegan and friends right here at Governor's Comedy Club.
on Friday
Friday
the
night, this
6th,
coming Friday,
here
the
at Governor's
6th,
Comedy Club.
8 p.m. at Governor's. Mike Keegan and Peter will be on it.
Peter's what was I on your podcast with him recently where he was
Yes.
talking about some war stories and his cop stories
Yes.
and now comedy and more importantly than that, he's just a terrific person. Like he's just a great guy. Like we love him. So I didn't realize, I had no idea that you had a connection to him, but it makes sense as a Wantor guy.
and
for
the
sure.
other Wantor guy, the D-Man.
The D-Man.
Oh,
the
that's
D-Man.
your
Actually,
boy.
D-Man messaged me today. Also.
Get
outta here.
Yeah, Dan Schreiber. D-Man
That's-
messaged me
Schreiber.
too. He goes, you got my boy Al Quinta coming on tonight. I'm like,
That's
yeah,
so funny.
Yeah, he knows the D-Man.
How
The
do you
D-Man-
know?
The D-Man took my comedy class, so I taught him at the comedy class. We had our graduation show here, and I've been boys with him since then.
Nice.
He's a good dude. Another
Yeah,
good
Love the
dude.
D-Man. You talk
I
about him
love
all the time.
D-Man.
You Richie Byrne, like you swear by the D-Man.
He's a good dude.
How's
He's
he?
a lot
Is
of
it,
fun.
I haven't even asked you. Is he out there hitting it? Is
Yeah,
he
he
doing?
was sick the last couple weeks. I think he's getting better. He's
Okay.
getting, he does the mics all the time here and stuff.
Okay,
and,
good.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
So how-
D-Man, yeah,
Solid
that's right.
dude.
Is that another guy you just know through Wantor, Al?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just
He wrestled at Wantor.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great guy.
Wow.
Great guy. Yeah.
They actually called Mike the D-Man in high school, but for different reasons, though.
That was college, Mark.
That's it.
There was no D-Man in high school. trust
Totally
me. That was a
different.
late
But,
bloomer.
that's what we got to get the D-Man in here. I know that's your boy.
Yeah, we
You
should
love
get
the
the D-Man
D-Man.
in here.
We'll
He's
get him in.
he's
Richie
listening.
Byrne. Maybe the next. Maybe we'll do like a whole big UFC thing. Sarah loves coming in with us. He
And
does
my mom's
awesome.
whole office was excited. The guy Matt that she works with
Yeah,
loves
yeah,
you. He loves you, and everyone is excited. So
Oh,
that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, no. Matty Shane, good dude.
Yeah.
I like that guy, man. Solid.
That's
solid.
awesome.
Really
So I love your answer. Your answer basically is just that whatever you're doing, you want to be the best at it. Right now, it's man on the street stuff. It's social media. It's real estate. And I think you're the kind of guy that if something else comes up that you find a passion for 5 years from now, maybe you'll do it.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you're getting married at some point. Is that part of the equation here? Is
good.
that going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engaged. Just had a
Okay.
baby.
Oh my
Congratulations.
God, dude! I had no
Yeah.
idea. Congratulations.
I didn't know.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
How old's your
Yeah.
baby?
10 weeks.
Oh,
Wow, holy
dude!
shit,
And we
wow.
got you in
That's
here on a
awesome.
Tuesday. But your wife must.
She's incredible. She
Oh my
really
God.
is. She's incredible. She's lets me
Jesus.
do my thing. She's very
dude!
good. So.
Oh
Boy or
my
girl?
God!
Girl.
Little girl?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
baby girl. Ella Margaret.
God
Yeah.
bless Ella
She's
Margaret.
already. She might. I think she's a leftist. She goes like this.
I love that.
She puts the left
Dude, my
hand up.
kids are 15, 20, and 23, and I get a hard time about coming out here on a Tuesday night. So the fact that you had a
Yeah.
10-month-old,
No,
yeah, that's
no.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
she's great.
so you're doing good. You're loving life. Do you ever, you ever pinch yourself and be like, how did I get here? You try not to overthink it.
I'm always like looking at the next kind of like I'm like, I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
this guy sold this house. I gotta find a better one for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So,
Yeah.
that like competitive passion, that winning passion, that went from a kid who was wrestling in Nassau to an amateur fighter to UFC, BJJ. Now you feel that with with real
the
estate too.
estate. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's very similar. Like there's
Yeah.
a million fighters.
Yeah.
What makes one guy the champion? There's a
Right.
million agents.
Yeah.
How could you be the best? You know what I mean?
Right.
You come into the game with what you got. Like
Yeah.
some guys are naturally athletic.
Right.
Some guys hit hard.
Right.
Some agents like they know everybody. They can talk well.
Yeah.
Some people like they have like the construction background,
Right.
and like the construction people. But like at the end of the day, you have what you got, and then how you gonna, anyone could kind of like
Right.
be the best at it. So I find a lot of similarities in
yeah.
the both, and I think my mindset like transfers over perfect.
So one day you were fighting one of the Couture boys, and now you're against a Jewish yenta named Shirley Schwartz from Plainview.
And Schwartz is freaking tough.
Yeah.
She might be tougher. You know,
She
what
might
I
be
mean?
tougher.
I can't just, what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, man, this hour flew. I knew it was going to. We are so appreciative that you came on, and we hope you had as much fun as we
Dude,
did.
a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that was an hour already.
That was awesome. Tell us anything that you want to pitch, to our fans. Obviously, Mike's going to cut this up and put it on some reels, and we'll get a lot of flow out of it. Anything at all that you want to have our audience know about?
If you're looking to buy, sell, or rent,
Yeah.
That's it.
Manhattan to Montauk, Bayville to Sayville,
I love
everywhere
that.
in between.
I want to buy right now.
Montauk,
Yeah.
Montauk, the epicenter of Long Island.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Mikey,
a call.
give him your
Some
$126.
contact information that they could, if
Yeah.
they're looking to buy or sell. Or?
At Ally Aquinta, Instagram, Twitter, 516-992-2888. That's my real estate number.
Very
I
good.
love it.
Excellent.
No
Very
prank
good.
calls, serious
No.
inquiries only.
Real
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. All right, Mikey, let's pitch this weekend show immediately
All
for
right.
Friday, February 6th.
This coming Friday, February 6th, there's still some seats left right here. Governor's Comedy Club, Mike Keegan and friends. We do it bi-monthly, and this is going to be a really good one. And tickets are almost sold out, but you can still get some. Govs.com. Saturday night I'll be in Warrior Mark, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I don't even know it's by Pittsburgh. I got to drive
Oh,
5
Christ.
hours to PA. But if anybody's down there, come out to the show.
Drive
I'll get you
fast,
some
take
tickets.
chances.
Yeah.
Friday night you're gonna be with Rosie, Fumara, Peter Anthony. Who else is on that show?
Chris
Oh,
Ferretti,
shit.
Grace Fiocco.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
people
your boy might
usually
stop
get-
by, you know
usually
that.
get- Mark Hirschman will be here.
Maybe,
usually get a lot of surprise.
if I grace you with my
surprise
presence.
pop-ins. I know Vic DiPatetto is going to be in the main room. He
All
usually
right.
comes on.
He'll pop in and do a set, bread and butter or whatever that old shtick
There you
is. All right, Anthony, what do you got for the Knock 'em Dead comedy? You got a lot of shit coming up, I heard.
We're working our next public shows in March at the Birchwood Glen in Holtzville.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, listen to our old fans, our new fans. We hope you love the show as much as we did. We will not be here next week. Tony is going to one of his day trips to Sandals. Where is this, Tony, that you got next week?
It's nothing like that.
Oh, why did they say Sandals? Chris Roach said you were going to Sandals.
All right.
Tony's not going to be here next Tuesday because he doesn't care about us. The following week, the 17th, we'll be back. I don't think you have any out-of-town gigs that weekend
No,
or
I'll be
anything
here.
like that.
That's
All
St.
right.
Patrick's Day. I'll be here. No,
Yeah,
that's next month.
So the one thing, it's possible that we might line up a guest. I didn't even get a chance to talk about it, but you guys saw that I dropped on Friday my YouTube House of Highlights experience, which I was in the city for last month. It was me as one of the OG NBA fans versus the one Gen Z guy. Mikey's already put some reels up on social media about it. It's gotten a lot of play. It's up to a couple 100,000 views already. We might put up one or two of those guys, and very, very coincidentally, one of the guys that I was on the show with was a guy named Mike Turner, who finished second on Survivor 3 years ago. Nice. So he was one of the guys with me, so he might come on the podcast. Cool. So we got a lot of shit coming up in February or March. You guys follow, share, like. Obviously, we've been killing it with the Instagram reels, so keep on sharing those, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, and
Take
thank
care.
Al Quinta.
You got
Appreciate
it.
Thank you,
guys. That was awesome.
All right.